Hey guys, my name's Nova, and I'm here to talk to you today about one of the films that I saw at this year's Toronto International Film Festival. And this year, I was fortunate enough to get a chance to catch Sarah Polley's new movie, Women Talking. Women Talking is Sarah Polley's return to cinema after about a decade or so since her last movie. You know, just looking at the cast on IMDb or anything, you pull up the cast list and it's just a masterclass of all the best female actresses working today. A-class talent after A-class talent, you know. And when you look at that cast, it almost screams like it's gonna get an Oscar just for one of these people. And then you watch the movie, and you're just not even ready for the amount of emotion and power and charisma these women are bringing to the table in these performances. You know, you can think of this movie as something like the equivalent of 12 Angry Men. You know, it's like a bottle piece. It's stuck in one location. You know, you get glimpses here and there of other places, but it's really stuck in the conversations and in that one location. But every person gets a chance to really shine. Who stood out to me the most was Claire Foy, because I haven't seen anybody command the screen with monologues like that in a very long time. Like, she brought her absolute A game, knowing that she was in a room with, you know, Jessie Buckley and Rooney Mara. It was just a masterclass of acting. When you look at the cast list, you'll also see Frances McDormand on the cast list. Came to me as a surprise was that Frances McDormand also produced this film, but for some reason she's only in the film for what maybe comes up to merely a minute of screen time, which was a surprise. I don't even think she had any lines, come to think of it. So that was a surprise, but you know, that doesn't take away from the film at all. I really think this is like a near masterpiece in every sense, because the writing was just so sharp. I'll just say this right now, I'm not really ever going to go into too much plots in my reviews. I'm really just going to talk about how I feel about them, what they made me think. Maybe sometimes I'll do analysis videos on certain moments of a film and things like that, and how the plots resonate with themes and stuff like that. But I don't really want to just talk about plot summaries. You can get that anywhere else. I'm here to bring you my hot takes or my opinions. So, and really, there's just a heavy and emotional and dramatic story at the heart of this film. But Sarah Polley manages to somehow bring in these moments of comedy and laughter and sweetness and charm that that really kind of just managed to balance out the tones a lot. Like, there's no lying, and there's no way around it. You really need to be in a mood to see a film like this. It's not something you're just going to be able to go watch on any occasion, because it's going to start making you think about a lot of things. Sarah Polley, really luckily, she managed to show up after the screening for Q&A. And one of the things that she really said and that came across is that she just really made this film because she wanted men to listen. And, you know, I was all ears. I was completely all ears the whole time, because seeing those perspectives, you know, the way the setting really works to show you how drastic that situation is for those women in the story, it just really elevated the narrative in every way. To me, every decision Sarah Polley was making was working for me. Now, you're going to hear a lot of talk online about the cinematography and the color shading of this film. It's very gray and like dull, and almost like it's lacking much character. So there's been whispers around the internet that she might, you know, change up the color correction for the full release. But, you know, in all honesty, I didn't even have a single problem with it. Like, to me, it really almost was like borderline black and white, but then it had some color to it as well. But it stood on its own, like it was very distinct to this movie. So credits to the cinematographer. I gotta look up their name, but credits to the cinematographer there. Credit to Sarah Polley for managing to make such an effective and powerful film. You know, to come back out of, I won't say retirement, but to come out of this hiatus, like swinging for the fences, you know, guns blazing narratively, so to speak, in terms of how she wrote this, what she adapted, and how she adapted it, the message behind the story. It's all relevant, and that's another powerful thing to the story, is that this is as relevant as ever. If not now, 10 years ago, and 10 years from now, whenever you watch this movie, it will relate to something that's going on in society right now, and the struggles that many women are facing all over the world. You know, some of the women in my life have dealt with things that are very similar to what the women in this film have dealt with, and that's made me grow up to be very sympathetic to the struggles of women, and approach my relationships with women very differently. So if anything, this film just serves as a highlight for how men should listen and be aware of their actions, and their effects on the community, on not just one woman, but on the community. So really, I just want to applaud Sarah Polley for making such a bold film, because it's clearly the work of a director with a strong, confident vision. From the first shot to the last shot, there was a bookend shot there, that really at least hit home for me. It's just one of the stronger motifs in the film, and I'm not sure if it's in the novel or not, but really in the script and the visuals, it really came across. Again, Sarah Polley knew what she was doing, very meticulous, and overall I'm just really super impressed. So again, Sarah Polley's Women Talking, one of the strongest films I've seen at this year's Toronto International Film Festival. Very lucky to see Sarah Polley there for the Q&A. She really shed some insight onto like her purpose behind the film. And if it wasn't for Triangle of Sadness, I would have picked Women Talking for sure for my vote for the People's Choice Award. Although we know Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans took that award, I still feel like the two films I'm mentioning now, Women Talking and Triangle of Sadness, are works of two really bold, creative, strong artists, working outside of the mainstream and doing their thing to a point of auteurism. And that's really what I commend in cinema these days. Strong writing, strong vision, strong directors, strong performances, strong messages. And again, Women Talking does that all and more. So I really hope you guys get a chance to see this film. I hope you guys feel the same way I do. In the meantime, please like and subscribe. It would go a long way, just to show me that you guys are engaging. Share some comments, share your insights. I'll engage with every comment I can. I'll definitely bring more reviews, more analysis videos, and I have a big surprise coming for you guys next week on something I'm working on. So in the meantime, this is Nova. I'm signing out, and it was a pleasure sharing my thoughts on Women Talking.